here could be in bankruptcy right now, and I can still get him lines of credit that'll be off the charts because it has nothing to do with him personally, but for his business, if done right. When it comes to equipment, you may be starting a business. You say, "Well, I've got $100,000 in cash." Well, we don't want to use all of your cash that you have saved. So let's go ahead and lease. But how can you lease if you don't have business credit or have your company established? That's the importance of having the business credit established. Same thing with leasing. If you're a janitorial business, right? Or maybe you have a carpenter business, or you are a plumber, whatever story may be. We want to put you in a position where, with the established business credit, you can go ahead and lease through the business credit. Okay. We can also do things such as we have merchant lending. So we can do merchant advances based on the amount of cash flow that's coming through every time you slide your credit card. Say you have a small neighborhood grocery store, or say you're in a position where you sell t-shirts and you sell hundreds of them throughout the course of a week or a day or a month, whatever it may be. That cash flow, we can go ahead and see, we can take your statements and we can lend off of that, and that's something that we can help you to establish through our company. Let me go ahead and fast forward to getting loans, right? Because at the end of the day, people say, "I need the money, Dave. Show me the money." And the most important piece of getting the money is what? Showing me your documentation. Because documentation beats conversation all day long. You can tell me how wonderful your company is. You can tell me everything that's groovy and everything that's wonderful. The most important piece that we need to know is how much cash is coming through. Because cash flow is going to be the lifeblood of your business. And if you don't have the business credit established and you don't have access to the capital, you need to be in a position where you need to have your business established, so that business credit established, so that we can get you access to the capital on the early stages, and then later on we can help you with the lending side and the borrowing. So I've shared a little bit about. I've been talking kind of free flow without reading over every single slide. But I mean, at the end of the day, this is really a summary page. A summary page with you can get the higher limit credit cards, being able to lease equipment, to be able to even get properties with it. Because here's the thing, if you need cash, right? Say you come to me and say, "I want to buy a building that I saw down the street." The first thing I'm going to say was, "How much cash you got?" I can help you out. You got 20% in the transaction.
Because this is building down the street I'm trying to buy.
Okay. So you might sit there and say, "Well, I need access because I want to buy an investment property." Well, many of your business credit cards, right? If you know you're going to buy and flip it, your business credit card will be able to do what? A cash advance off of that money. Go ahead and sock it into your account, and then we can use that 20% that you're going to use to qualify you for whatever type of loan product that we may have. Okay? Because what's the difference? We're separating from your business and your personal. If you have the $50,000, the companies we're taking from the company, and when I say from one business transaction, that can be seed capital for either personal or your business to get you qualified for whatever loan product is. So I'm going to sum everything up with the application. At the very beginning, what is placed on the application is going to be paramount to you and your success in getting approved. Working with our company, we do everything for you. When we do everything for you, meaning we do the applications on your behalf, we get you approved, we tell you and coach you on what needs to be done as far as your spending, so it's a little bit more fun, where we say, "Okay, we need you to go spend at least $100 on Granger, Uline, Quill, whatever company that we may initially have you approved for, and then we're going to need you to pay that bill very soon. Don't go over that amount, all right? But make sure that you spend something on it so we can establish it. And then as we establish the next round, the next tiers, we're going to say the same thing when it comes to a Visa, MasterCard, or your Amazon account, or maybe a Firestone account, or maybe one of the tire companies. The point is that we want to establish your credit profile. So we're going to do the application for you. We're going to go ahead and make sure that everything that you give us is accurate. And if it's not accurate, we're going to ask you and coach you through, okay, let's correct these things. Remember the example I gave a little earlier. If the names and the emails and everything is not consistent, the addresses are not consistent, we're going to tell you, go ahead and please get that set up. Right. So one of the things this is a good screen to look at, because the screen is going to share, these are all the things that I've just summarized as very important aspects of establishing your business credit. Right? Your record keeping, your EIN, your business licensing, credit history, Dun & Bradstreet, everything that I just spoke of is encapsulated right here on this page. It's very important that these steps are all taken very seriously, because this is how we're going to get you approved. Without it, or if you miss a few steps or you do things a little bit differently, then you won't be in a position to get the credit that you deserve.
Can we get a printout of that?
I can get you something. I can just screenshot.
Did you sign? You signed in,
Yeah.
so it'll be emailed to you.
Okay.
So let's talk a little bit about funding, right? So when people come to me all the time, they say, Dave, I need money. I say, great, I can help you. But the big question is, are you fundable? The big question is, are you in a position that you've got the checklist, as I talked about, taken care of? Do you have cash flow coming in? Do you have revenue that a bank can sit there and say, we're willing to go ahead and lend money to you? Are you in a position where you've overextended yourself? So putting yourself in position to be in a good funding position is really just looking at what do your statements look like. When someone comes to me for any type of credit line, the first thing I'll ask is, I need to know the first 4 to 6 months of your business checking account, or the money, what deposits are being made. Because a very large portion of what's going to be approved is going to be based on your cash flow. So I can go from someone that might say, I don't really make a whole lot of money, I'm an Uber driver. I can get you funded, but I want to see cash flow. Or I might be a trucking company where I have 40, 50,000 coming in on a month-to-month basis. We can get you the money you need. But it's all going to be about the cash flow. It's all going to be about seeing the money and that you're managing your checking. You don't have NSFs. You're not in a position where it's like money comes in and then it immediately all goes out. These are all things that we're going to look at from a funding standpoint. When basically that's what I've already summarized on this, but at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you are presented the right way to a lending institution. Our approvals are generally done within 24 to 48 hours. So from the moment I receive an application from you, along with the 4 to 6 months bank statements, we can generally get an approval within that short window of time. But the key thing is what do the statements look like? When it comes to the business credit, we can go ahead and help you with the business credit lines, as I shared. It'll take you from 0 to the 75 payday score is our goal. Once we help you to get to that 75 payday score and beyond, we'll put you in a position where we can get you the $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 credit lines. All of this comes right back down to the very beginning equation, which is access to capital. Because with access to capital, whether you're in the real estate business or financial services business or the manufacturing business, we need that access to capital. Doing this in a very early stages of the business is vital because it takes time to establish this. It takes time for you to establish personal credit. It takes time to establish business credit. If you take a process from the very beginning, the moment I tell people, the moment you have the idea that I want to go ahead and start a company, that is the time that we want to begin getting all of these steps in place. From the name, from the banking accounts, from the EIN, the Dun & Bradstreet, all of that. Even if you sit there and say, well, I don't have the entire business plan laid out yet, not a problem. Let's get this established first, because it takes a while to establish. When I say a while, months, 3 to 6 months at the very little, minimal, to get to that point where we can get you more of a major type of credit card. It's not going to be instant. It's not going to be the first 30 days unless you personally guarantee it. We don't want to do that. So, as I close, what I wanted to share, the most important piece of this with a company, with your company, is getting an early or a head start on establishing of your credit profile and getting your business set up from the very beginning. From the moment you say, I need, right, or I'm going to start, that is the time that we need to start having the conversations. Very much like in the financial services, you're talking about starting a family. Okay, you need to start talking to me now, right? And the same thing comes to business. I'm going to start a business. You need to start talking to me now. Why? Because just like a whole life policy at the age of 2 is going to be less expensive, or excuse me, for a newborn, it's going to be a lot less expensive than coming to you at 55 years of age for a whole life policy. It's the same thing when it comes to lending and cash flow. If I have cash flow at the very beginning or very little cash flow, it's okay, because we can establish your business over time and establish between infancy to actually launch, and we'll be able to get you in a position where we can get you the capital that you need, get you in a position where you have access to credit, and so that to help you to fund and get you to the next step of your business. Many companies die on the vine. They die in the very beginning. They die in the person's mind because they did not take those very early steps in saying, I need to get this established right away.
David, someone just asked if they wanted to accelerate their business, could they use their personal credit?
Absolutely.
Wow, to build business credit.
So I don't advise doing it. You can use your personal credit to access capital. You can use your 401k. You can take out personal loans.
No, I think this question is though, can they use their personal credit to build their business credit faster?
No, because here's the reason why. Yes, you can establish your business credit, but you're not. If you're putting anything you put your social on, you're personally guaranteeing it. The whole idea of this is to not personally guarantee it at all. And no, it doesn't make it move any faster. But yes, if you have a 740 or this is a 740 FICO score, and you go to your Chase Bank, they will establish a $20,000 line of credit with you, but you're personally guaranteeing it. That's not running off of your business, and no, it's not going to accelerate things faster that way.
What about how does it work if you have a W-2? Can you get paid? Like, okay, someone's working a job. Let's say if I put my W-2 in my business name and send the money to my business account, can I do that for cash flow or something? I don't know what I'm saying.
Okay, so
pay myself, like from work, pay myself to my business.
yeah, you can do that, but you wouldn't change. Your W-2 is for you personally, who you are as an individual, with your social.
Okay.
You can take, yes, you can
Pay
take
myself services.
Yeah, you can. Now it's really you're not really. What you're really doing is seeding your business with. If you're taking part of your payroll, say you make you have $500 every paycheck that you're able to. You're really seeding your company. That's not really cash flow. You're really more investing in your business at that point, as opposed to.
But is that also a bad idea to put money from?
No, because you're seeding your company.
Okay.
It's just you're seeding. Just like I can go ahead and help companies and individuals use their 401k and roll that over in order to use it without being penalized or borrowing from it without to fund their venture, whatever it may be.
Okay.
So let's say as an example, a person has $100,000 in their 401k. We can, for a small fee, well, what we can do is for a small fee, we can go ahead and create a company under their name and transfer that money over to that company, and now they have seed capital coming from their 401k that will now be in their business name, and is totally legal, totally legit. It is done by a company that I use. I don't personally do that, but there's a company, so you can use your 401k to help fund your business.
Okay.
And use that as seed money just the same.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Use your
We have an EIN, and so we've been using the EIN for, we have our business account and whatnot. We do not have it done in Bradford. But the question is, once we get that number, will the EIN, everything connected to the EIN also
Yes.
be associated with the building of our credit? Because
Correct.
we've had credit cards
Yes,
and
it is.
everything.